I'm Rocky Piro. I am doing my last event with you people at University of Colorado Denver before I retire. So 11:59 tonight. I'm a different person. So I've had the privilege of serving as the director of the University Center for Sustainable Urbanism, and would be happy to talk with you about the journey and things we've done there. One of our products. We brought some copies. Everyone's welcome to take one. Is a Creating Healthy Places guidebook, which has been a real game changer of a document here in terms of understanding how health really is foundational for everything we do in our communities. So built environment, natural environment, social programs, and so on. My charge here quickly this morning is to provide you with objectives of the symposium, and then Jessica will introduce herself and give you a little rundown of the shape of the day here. So when we were putting this together, we kept having folks say, well, who's the audience? Who's the audience for this? And really the answer is the people of Colorado. So, and you are an amazing cross-section. We have people here from Grand Junction to Colorado Springs, from Walsenburg to Fort Collins. We thank you. We've got community members here, people who are equity advocates, climate activists. We've got neighborhood groups here with us. People who are students and academics are here, professionals. About 30 different organizations are represented here. Not all of you are from an organization, but that's been an amazing interest and is telling us a lot about why this event is really so necessary in 2022. So we've really designed the day to be listening and learning, to have discussions, and to envision some new possibilities. We all love Colorado. We all value being able to live here, but we're going to take some hard look at challenges and issues that we have here in the state, and give you an opportunity to discuss some of those problems and give some thought of are there other ways we can go forward. So we have this tag phrase with this symposium of equity, fairness, and integrated strategies. We'll be looking at some inequities that we have here in the state and their impacts on different groups such as air pollution, health, housing, and so on. And we'll take a look at how decision-making is typically done here in Colorado. We'll look at what some other states are doing, some other localities, whether there's lessons that we can learn there, and how we may begin to go on a journey forward here to more integrated, sustainable decision making. I'm going to stop there. Thank you. Have a great afternoon. And Jessica, walk us through the agenda.
Thank you, Rocky. My name is Reverend Jessica Abel. I am here to talk about our purpose in gathering and what we hope to plant today. I am not a Colorado native I know. But I have chosen to move here to the Denver region twice as an adult. I hold title and deed on property that was stolen from Indigenous peoples by folks that look like me and by most of the room. And that's part of what we're going to do today is tell some real stories. We are not interested in glossing over things. This isn't planning to thrive. Although I hope that we are kind of in that space by the end of our time together. This is actually a chance for us to hear some real stories, to hear some voices that we don't always hear, and to see what's really happening in Colorado from a different perspective. That's the purpose of Module 1. We'll listen to some videos, we'll hear some stories, we'll hear from folks you may not hear regularly from. Then we'll take a minute, we'll pause. I do want to say here at the beginning that none of you is in kindergarten and that the restrooms are behind you, and you should feel free to take care of your needs, that the restrooms are there and that beverages are there and that there are masks and hand sanitizer everywhere. We would like to spread ideas, not disease at this event. That's the mantra that has been going through my head all morning. So we're going to tell some real stories And then we're going to talk about some real models. What's really happening here? What's happening in some other places? What are some of our danger zones? And engage in a panel discussion that I believe will be incredibly engaging. Then we'll take a little bit of a longer break. We'll have a little time to have brief discussions with each other, a little more of coffee, and then we'll regather for what does this look like? What does this look like beyond a Pollyanna-ish hope, but what Christiana Figueres calls stubborn optimism that is realistic and grounded and based in our real stories. So like I said, I hold property that was stolen, but really close to here. So we're going to do a little bit of a icebreaker to see if anybody lives any closer than I do. I am 0.78 miles away from here. Is there anyone here who came closer?
Oh, we've got, yeah. Own it. Own it.
It was a really short bike ride. I think you actually might be closer than I am. Is anyone closer than Sloan's Lake? Oh, front to here.
Okay.
All right, check your Google Maps, people. I wouldn't want Metropolitan Denver to go to the wrong person.
Okay.
You're further away, further away. I am going to award this to Elizabeth Wells. Thank you so much. Is it okay if I just go on to Madhvi?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Right.
So speaking of those from whom you generally may not hear, I spent decades as a youth minister, so this is my life. But I am so honored to introduce Madhvi Chittoor, who has spent her life working to save the ecosystems, working to heal the world. She's the founder of Ecoethics. She's a UN advisor. She is an impressive woman, no matter her age. But I will remind you that, at least in my tradition, we are told to look to children and that a child will lead us in ways that we cannot understand. So I would invite you to attend to Madhvi Chittoor.
Thank you, Madhvi.
Thank you, Ms. Jessica Abel, for the introduction. Hello, everybody. It's my great pleasure and honor to be in all of your august presence today in this Planning to Thrive symposium. The word thrive reminds me of a joke. A man goes up to an orthopedic doctor and asks, "What does one need to thrive in life?" Then the doctor immediately responds, 3 bones, a wishbone, a funny bone, and a backbone. Yeah, so the moral is you could get different answers to the thrive question as per the person's perspective. Also, one fact, we humans can only wish for a wishbone. Evolution didn't want us to fly. So, today we are discussing about thriving for all Coloradans. In fact, for all humanity, in an ecological and climate context. When I was 5 years old, I heard about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch and plastics polluting our air, water, soil, food, and threatening the existence of flora and fauna, including humans. We are in the midst of the 6th mass extinction, and that is 10% more than what is considered normal. Pollution, waste, biodiversity loss, greenhouse gas emissions. They are the causes leading to climate change and total collapse of the ecosystems everywhere. Apparently, all these have been created by humans themselves by the way of their living and in the name of economy. Just in the last 5 years of my life itself, here in Colorado, I have seen sweeping changes happen in both the urban and rural areas of Colorado. Number 1, houses. We see every empty space, in every empty space, horses, like horse ranches, small plots, big acres along the railway tracks. They are all being transformed into housing communities. from 2014 to 2016, I could go to the horse ranches near my home, but now all the horses are gone. Number 2, felling of huge aged trees. Reason: to widen roads due to housing development and increased traffic. Number 3, the wildlife is definitely affected due to development. Prairie dog habitats, they are totally disturbed. Deer are now not using the animal crossings much due to the increased traffic. In 2017 and 2018, I used to see at least once a week elk using the animal crossings in Colorado 93, but no more. Number 4, pollution has definitely increased. In August 2021, Denver ranked number 9 on the global list of cities for poor air quality and pollution. Number 5, water shortage is staring us at our face as the Colorado River is drying up to alarmingly low levels. Similar is the situation with Lake Mead and Lake Powell. Not only that, high-end communities in Douglas County are facing water shortages in their aquifers, and a plan was floated to pump farm water from the San Luis Valley to Douglas County. Drought is a very obvious reflection of climate change. Number 6, you must know the very notorious forest fires, and now there are urban fires. Even in the winter and spring, due to climate change, we are facing wildfire warnings. Number 7, oil and gas companies like Suncor are still polluting our air and water. Precious creeks and rivers with hazardous toxics like PFAS, making them unpotable. I remember when I was 8 years old, a part of 6th Avenue and I-70 closed due to high ash levels in the air and reduced visibility. Number 8, our snow cover during winter in the ski resorts is also reducing. And number 9, the homelessness. Here it's increasing. So all of these are happening in my life from my age 6 to 11. Now, I want to highlight one important health impact of these hazardous toxics and pollutants on fetuses and children. Dr. Philippe Grandchamp from Harvard Chan School of Public Health calls it chemical organ drain. During pregnancy, these toxins from the mother's diet reaches the fetus and seriously retards the organ development, particularly in the brain. Thus, now humans are bringing to the world a generation with lesser capabilities, all due to the impact of the hazardous toxics. We have heard of circular economy, but still the design framework has not been adopted to the extent to see its palpable impact into smart cities, planning, or in global recycling rates, etc. The circular economy framework categorizes the human societal functions into the technical cycle and the biological cycle. Humans, in the name of innovation, have always mixed these two cycles. One example would be the manufacture of polycotton. It's a mix of polyester and cotton. At the end of its life cycle, we cannot reclaim that cotton. And as you know, polyester is nothing but plastic. Now, to thrive for our generation and future generations, we must put a dent in this vicious consumption and degradation of our natural environment. We need both system change and lifestyle change. I want to put before you all an idea called eco-process yoked economy, or life elements yoked economy. I coined this term, and I believe that it's the need of the hour. So, in the cosmos around us, we have 5 fundamental elements of life. In Sanskrit, we say Agni, Vayu, Akash, Prithvi, and Apaha, which are fire, air, space, earth, and water. These 5 life elements are needed and shared among all living creatures, from microscopic, nanoscopic, and also to as large macroscopic humans, even just to live. Let me be quick to say, not just to live, but to thrive. our brain, our internal organs, all can thrive if and only if these 5 elements are not polluted. So, humans with integrity, authenticity, and responsibility must develop a product or implement a process if and only if, I repeat, if and only if, by design, it does not pollute these 5 life elements even until the end of its life cycle. This paradigm shift in mindset and action to not pollute the 5 life elements is my call to action to all government heads, to all business heads, and to all Coloradans in their lives. We humans are smart, and we can do it. Please repeat. Clean air, clean water, clean soil to thrive.
Clean air, clean water, clean soil to thrive.
Thank you.